Somebody's sick today. It's me. I want to do a video for Wildcard Wednesday, but everything I've touched today has gone to crap. I wanted to do a video on this. This is a telehandler, basically a big forklift. This has been sitting for 5 years. Sitting's the worst thing in the world to do to equipment. And then this is the diesel tank. What you want to see is you want to see it full all the way up to there if it's going to sit. If you have it totally full, then you can't get any moisture or condensation. If you don't have any moisture or condensation, then you can't grow algae. We call it black slime or green slime. It's just basically algae grows in the fuel, plugs stuff up. Oh, that'd be fun, but it was so windy it didn't work out. The audio was terrible. What I'm going to do is the train of failure that happened to the Polaris razor. Alright, here comes the fail board. Take 14 or 15. Alright, here comes the fail board. Take 16. So these are all the parts I've lined up that came off of the Polaris razor. You know, you've seen that in the Fast Tech video if you're a subscriber. And if you watch all the way to the end of the videos, I did a little bonus footage on the last video with a little bit of an update. So here's what happened. The thermistor failed, and that's what makes your overheat light come on. And it also makes the radiator fan come on. So when it fails, and it actually failed hard, you can see it's a lot longer than what the new one is. I put the new ones on there just so you can see what it's supposed to look like. Because if you look at this, you're just like, well, that looks kind of okay, right? That's all right. But when you look at what it's supposed to be, you can quickly see that something's amiss. So anyway, so you can't blame the guy, you know, oh, it's not overheating anymore. Oh, the fan quit coming on. Okay, we're good to go. So he keeps going, and it cooks the water pump impeller, and it just falls apart in a million bajillion pieces, as evidenced by the water pump seal, which is now full of water pump impeller goo. So we got the new water pump seal. Oh no, I broke it. No, they come in two pieces. It's really weird stuff, and it's springy too. If you ever have to do this, these are actually really easy to get to once you get the bed off. Really easy to get out too, as long as you are thinking angry thoughts and have some side cuts and a pry bar. Once that failed, the cylinder head got hot. And normally when a cylinder head gets hot, you have a head gasket failure, you blow antifreeze, all that kind of stuff. The head gasket never blew, ever. It was just tried and true, really great. Except for once it didn't fail. This valve seat came out. So this is a magnet, and this is aluminum. It doesn't stick unless you get to a valve seat or a valve guide. So this valve guide's about to puke out. You know, it's upside down, but it's basically fallen down the valve and would have caused the valve to smush into the piston anyway, because it wouldn't be able to go back up. But what happened is this ring came out, this valve seat, and it got chewed up, just smash, smash, smash every time the piston came up. So you got little teeny tiny bits and pieces of valve seat that are floating around in there. And basically what happened is the piston hit it and chewed it all up. So when these came out and got all chewed up, one of the pieces blew out and went out through, because this is always blowing through because there's nothing to seal it. So every time it goes bang, it could just basically push pressure through here. So when the intake was opening, it blew a chunk over into this side and out, just like, and came into here. So, and then this one took out this piston. So we had to replace the cylinder head because this one's just chewed to pieces and warped and just a huge mess. So I had to replace that. That's $500, and it doesn't come with valves, and it only have valve stem seals for the intake ones. The exhaust ones don't have it. It's really weird. I'll touch on that again here in a minute. But the piston got munchy with the cylinder head full of shrapnel from the valve seat. Let it go like that. Yeah, there we go. Now we're locked in. So that happened. I'll show you a little shot from this angle. So it got all chewed up. Once that happened, it pinched the piston ring down to where it wouldn't expand anymore. You see the second compression ring's okay, but that one's just stuck. You can see they're just pinched together right there. They won't open like that. That's how it should be. So anyway, piston's all for shitzeled. So you have to get new pistons, and once the pistons for schitzeled and all those little chunks get in there, it chewed up the cylinder. And these are aluminum too. You know, when you look at it, you've got a little bit of steel on them for the alignment dowels. Those are steel. And then you got nickel. Nickel and steel are magnetic. Iron and nickel anyway. So these are nickel. It's really hard. It's just like a sleeve or a coating that's in here. And it's great for weight savings, but when you get a big gouge like that, there's nothing you can really do with it. So you gotta replace this. This is like another 500 bucks. And we're waiting on this because Polaris won't send me one. I don't know what the deal is. I paid for it. All the rest of it came. Maybe it'll come tomorrow. I don't know. This didn't come, and then the manual didn't come. I don't know what the deal is with that. Why is the thermostat on here? The thermostat got cooked too? No, actually the thermostat's here to just soak up all the glory and stand on a podium on top of everything else, say, ha ha, I survived the overheat of 2015. So this thing, I boiled it, and you can see here in the video that I shot that it opens up and you can actually see through right there. You can't see through here because it's cold and it's closed. But in the video where I boiled it just to see if maybe this failed also, it didn't. That's great. Good job. So let's go back to the new cylinder head and we'll flip it over and talk about it. So if you ever are in the position where you're doing one of these or have to order something from Polaris, in the picture it shows the valves to come with it, but in reality, in the real world, they don't. And also, you can't find any listing for these guys. These are like the base or the thing for the valve spring so that it doesn't chew up the aluminum. But there's no valve seal on this. So you look up for valve seals and it lists it, but it doesn't list the base because normally they're separate, but they're in one piece. You see, that's the valve stem seal for the intake, but they only come for the intake. Ordered 4 of them just in case, but see how this is short and this is tall? I don't know if you can see that or not, but they are. Anyway, so you have to order valves. I did. I actually called the person and just ordered everything just in case. And I ordered, like I say, 4 of these. So I'll have to return 2 of them. I accidentally ordered 2 base gaskets because I was freaking out trying to find what was the right thing. Now what about this? An aluminum one. How do you get an aluminum one? Well, you don't order it from Polaris. They don't provide it. But you know who does? As you see how it's got the little marks that'll bite into the seal part of this. This guy. See how that's going to queue up and it'll spin it. There's a little seal inside of there. Weird seal. It's all spring loaded. Anyway, 35 bucks on eBay. That's how that happened. You know, I was like, who needs this? It's just gonna, yuck. That's deplorable. Don't like it. So see the valve guides here? I'm gonna tip it up like this. So see the way the valve guides, these are short, these are tall. You should look at the other one. I'll show it to you. So the valve guides on this one like sunk. And then the gasket on this one, oh my gosh, 35 bucks for an exhaust manifold gasket? That seems a little steep. I'm sick, I'm tired. I just wanted to make this in one shot. Kind of an old school thing like I used to do back when I wasn't sick and it was easier to find words. I just figure I'd share this with the world. I'd be real curious about this. You know, you got little pieces of steel everywhere. Where did it come from? It's a valve seat. Incidentally, on the Ford Escorts, like little 1.9 liters, when they overheat, instead of just blowing a head gasket, they drop their valve guides as well, which kind of sucks. I'm done.